Let me start off this video by explaining to you what frequency illusion is, so that if folks think this is a stupid idea for a video, they can move on with their day, refusing to breathe through their nose.
Whoa, roasted.
Frequency illusion is a cognitive bias that makes the person experience it feel like something is more prevalent just because they've become more aware of it. A very common example would be a specific kind of car. Let's say, for example, you have a really bad driving experience with somebody in Atlanta, Georgia in 2023, and they're driving a Honda Element. Those little boxy trash cars are definitely very common. And then all of a sudden, everywhere you look, all you see are those little claptraps. So in my experience in becoming a woodworker, and I'm sure other woodworkers have experienced this too, there's all sorts of aspects to the trade that have become more aware to me, as though they're kind of appearing. For you folks, maybe you started to realize how much furniture is connected using dovetails, like the inside of a dresser drawer. Or maybe you've become more aware of different joinery. Some of you just like feet. For me, it's been fences. I've seen fences my entire life. I've seen that, I've been aware of them, but all of a sudden, they just sort of appeared in a higher level to me, and I've been kind of obsessed with them ever since. So whenever I'm out walking with my dogs, instead of just seeing old cars and skate spots, now I'm also seeing fences. And I've become kind of obsessed with fences. They're actually really cool. It seems like most people build their own wooden fences. Sure, I've seen fences before. I've seen them my whole life, but I've never really appreciated the background and what it takes to actually produce a fence. I love how many different kinds of fences there are. A fence says a lot about a home. While a white picket fence says traditional Americana, a metal fence says you're now entering a junkyard or a military base. This fence is obviously owned by a woodworker. Respect. I like little itty bitty fences. I've even seen invisible fences. It seems like building your own fence is a very inclusive project that people can do for themselves as homeowners. They're simple enough that it seems like anyone can make one. You don't even have to be smart to build a fence. Seriously, just look at this.
Few things are as offensive as what I am doing right now. Was I dropped on my head as a child?
I like the way this minimalist fence complements the accents of the house. Too many pickets would have been overpowering for the gentle angles of the roof and wall lines. I like the delicate line work on this one. While the lower portion completely blocks out the yard, the top creates a nice repetitive picture frame effect and creates a softer transition to the open air above. Some fences are allowed to blend into the yard by placing plants with vines near them. The otherwise open air design can be naturally shaded from the view. It would appear as though there's no rules about how many different kinds of wood you can use on one fence, as shown here, and here, and here, and here. Obviously, I'm joking around about that. I can't imagine it's even remotely possible to source the same wood that a homeowner bought decades before to replace the parts of your fence. Even if they bought extras and stored them somewhere, it would still look different because of aging. I can appreciate the way somebody slaps together a little patch job on a fence as much as the next guy, just as much as I appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Light's still burnt out. I've got a question about fences too, like, is it garbage to have the flat side of the fence facing in towards your yard? Where are you gonna put your beer when you're doing yard work? And what's up with all these mushroom tips? Now, I get it, the fence post has an end grain on top and you need to stop the water from pooling up and soaking in through the fibers, but there's gotta be a better way to do it than these chunky mushroom tips or these fancy mushroom tips, or this shriveled up thing. This one's really cool. It's made out of metal and obviously it lights up at night, which is pretty cool. It's probably beautiful in the summer. Now, when it comes to things that I do like about fences, when I think about what kind of fence I would like to own someday, I really like this style. The color tones are really nice together. I don't even mind the mushroom tips. I don't know what these things are called, but I've seen a lot of them around and they're really beautiful. And this person had 3 of them or 5 of them or whatever. Like, they obviously love them as much as I do. They kind of have a Frank Lloyd Wright aspect to them, I think, where they compress the person walking into the yard and kind of welcome them into it as the yard opens up. This fence is really nice. I like the way it blocks out a lot of light. I really like what I would consider a farm style fence, if that makes sense to you. Maybe a ranch style fence. The colors on this one are nice, and I like the way that the doorway has that kind of window pane aspect to it on top. I like that you can see the cross bracing on this. It's aesthetically very pleasing.
What is your deal?
Ginny, relax.
Seriously.
Chill out, jeez.
Come on, man.
These fences are kind of cool, but I'm kind of on the fence about them. I like that they're so open air, but there's something about them that seems kind of cheap. I'm sure all of you have some experience with frequency illusion when it comes to woodworking. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that in the comments below. And I'm gonna fantasize about being a homeowner someday and getting to build my own fence. Something nice to help keep the dogs in and Honda Element owners out. I've got links down below to all the other things that I do as an artist. I'm a photographer. I also write music. If you're interested in seeing any of that stuff, I've got all the links down there, so check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.